Well, good evening. How are you all this evening? Welcome to Integrative Preparedness. I know that's a shock, isn't it, that I'm not saying good morning. It's because it's not morning, it's the evening. And I wanted to get on here first and tell you why you need to increase your preparedness. And that's probably no surprise, but the first thing that I want to do is let you watch me try a new stout. And I'm going to tell you about the gathering that we just had, an exceptional gathering. What an exceptional group of people. I'm going to tell you all about that in a minute. But a friend of mine, we had some people over to the house Friday evening before the gathering, and I offered some Murphys to everybody, and one of the guys took a Murphys. And I told him, I said, I didn't much like Guinness. I said, I don't like Guinness, and I discovered Murphy's over in Ireland. And it was a while before we could get it here in the States, but we can get it now. And he says, well, have you ever tried, because Guinness is just too bitter for me. I just don't like it. I like something a little more full-bodied and such. He says, well, have you tried the Guinness, what is this called? Guinness Foreign Extra Stout. Foreign Extra Stout. And I said, no, I hadn't. So he gave me a couple of bottles. And another one, which I'll let you watch me try another time, because I'm only going to drink one right now. So we're going to see together whether I like it or not, and that's what it looks like. So let me pour this. You want to watch this pour? Watch this pour. Oh, look at that. That already looks good. Can you see that? I think you can. I'm looking at you through the glass. How do I look like through the glass? But that has got a nice color to it, doesn't it? Yeah. Now this is the way that you pour a stout. You don't just slam dunk it to where it's got a huge old head on it. The bartenders do that so that they don't have, when they take it out of the tap, they don't have to put as much good stuff in your glass, and you're paying for foam. Okay. I'll tell you, it looks pretty. Let's see how it tastes. Yeah. Yes. That is much better than your standard Guinness. Let me take another sip, and then I'll get to it. There you go. I like it. Thank you, Tom. And for those of you who maybe Guinness is a little bit better, bitter, you might try the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout. Might be for you, or Murphy's, however do it. But anyway, thank you. And Tom, you can stop watching now. But I just wanted you to. You don't have to. Please stay with us if you'd like. But I just wanted you to see how I liked it. And I like it. One more and I'll get started. All right. We had just a great, exceptional get together yesterday, the gathering, the second annual gathering of Integrative Preparedness in Stonemont. Oh, before I get to it, and for anybody who's new, this is a community. I don't just get on here and try to scare you and tell you that the world is falling apart. It might be. But why get upset about it, right? I mean, we have a community. I get on and I chat. And I got a couple of things I wanted to show you, because you're not going to see me drinking out of the gathering mug for a while. You're going to be seeing me drink out of something else. Parker Kelly, the author, I've talked to you about her before. I've shown you her books. She and her husband, Robert, who is a retired lawman from Texas. And I'll tell you, he looks like a lawman from Texas. As soon as I met him, I looked at him and I said, you have eyes I wouldn't want to draw against. And that is the truth. If you want a picture of a Texas lawman, Robert's the one. He made me these. You see these? You see those beautiful things? Good grief, I couldn't believe it when I opened the bag and got this Stonemont, where life is good. Both of them have it, same thing, right? And on the back, it has the listings of my books. the reversion, the revival, the renewal, an appeal to heaven, the blessings of freedom, hostages to fortune, and on wings like eagles. And I just wanted to show those because they are so beautiful. And beyond the beauty of it, the thoughtfulness was just amazing. You know, I've always said, or I used to say anyway, I haven't said it for a long time, but I should probably never stop saying it, that I think I've got the smartest viewers and commenters in YouTube land. And I hold to that. Had you been at our gathering yesterday, you would have seen the proof. But I not only have the smartest ones, I have the nicest ones. I really do. I have the nicest, most thoughtful people in all of prepperdom, I would imagine. I can't imagine there being a better group of people. We had people come from Arizona, from Texas, from Florida, from Tennessee, from Michigan. We had people coming, Illinois, Iowa, everywhere. I don't think we had anybody from Alaska, but we had people coming from. It was amazing to me. And what was just as amazing, I can't say that I was surprised, but I was. Well, I don't know. I was impressed to see how nice everybody was. I mean, because a lot of the people were returning from the first one, but there were new ones there too. But how smart they were. We had a couple of great, and our gatherings are not like prepper conventions. Don't worry for the person saying, "Well, I tuned in to find out how to increase my preparedness." Well, if you're not patient enough to wait for a few minutes of polite conversation, you don't deserve to know. But how nice, how courteous everyone was. And what a wide and deep knowledge base there was in that group. We had a lot of people that wanted to learn. We had a lot of people that could teach too. What I was saying, and I'll finish my thought. These aren't like prepper conventions where people come and learn how to store their beans and rice and things like that. It's just a gathering. It's a gathering of Stonemont and Integrative Preparedness readers and viewers. A time to get together, share some fellowship, eat some hamburgers and hot dogs, and we listened to Rob Gavin play some Irish rebel music, and just visit. And as a result of that visiting, people learned a lot, and people had the opportunity to share their knowledge. But it was a social thing. It wasn't a sit down and like, okay, we're going to have a class on this, and now we're going to have a class on that. Yeah, that's way too regimented for me. But we did have a couple. We had a couple of speakers outstanding, and I'm going to share more about that in the future, not tonight. Seems like there was something else I was going to say before I got into the subject matter. Oh yes. Oh my gracious. This is an indication when I talk about building your circle of friends. Build your circle of friends according to the quality of the people that you meet, and be discerning. Be a hard judge of character. I don't mean be judgmental and everything like that. Kelly tells me I'm the hardest judge of character she's ever met. But as a result, I have just excellent people around me. And I said yesterday, I have a couple of skills. I don't claim to be the best at anything, but I do have a pretty good skill, and that is judging people. And as a result, I have a tendency to have just excellent people around me, and that makes my life so much better, right? Well, I think several weeks ago, Hondo Bob said, I'm bringing a couple of things to raffle off at the gathering. And I thought, well, I hadn't even thought about that. I hadn't thought about raffling anything. But I said, well, great. And then I announced that, and then somebody else said, well, I'm going to, Triple G from Texas. He's over in the UK right now. He wasn't able to make it, but he sent some stuff. And then other people, they just brought stuff. Parker Kelly and her husband, they brought a beautiful basket full of Texas stuff. And Parker Kelly and her husband Robert, they brought I just said that, didn't they brought that basket. And Hondo Bob, in addition to a bunch of lanterns, those beautiful lanterns that you see behind me when I shoot a video in my office, he brought 8 of those and raffled them off. And he also brought a mobile communications system. That was amazing. And other people brought a whole bunch of stuff. It was just, see, that was something that I hadn't thought about at all. And it was the people themselves, it was the group itself that built this gathering into something that it wouldn't otherwise have been. And that's why it's important. While, leadership is important in a group or whatever, but it's the group dynamic. It's the desire on the part of the people in a group to contribute, to be with, to support the other people in the group that builds the group, the cohesiveness of the group, the strength of the group, and how that group improves the lives of each person there, and then as a result improves the group itself, right? So I was just astounded, and I want to give a special shout out to Great Music Fan 57. She came all the way. She flew up here from Florida by herself. She said she wanted to come up here and find a group of like-minded people. You know how it is out there in the world. People just aren't tuned in for the most part, right? And she said that she was just she got a couple phone numbers from people. She just loved the people that she met. She just raved about how friendly people are around here, and that's true. There's a lot of great places in the United States, but I'll tell you, this is a good one. And right around here is, and people compliment on how beautiful it was around here. I had several people say, I want to move here. I don't blame you. We need more good people here, so come on, right? And they said, everybody from out of town says, everybody since we've gotten into this area has been so nice and so helpful. And I said, well, welcome to Kansas, right? So for the people out there that say, people suck, I can't find any good people, well, you're dealing with the wrong people, and you'll live in the wrong place, okay? So that was just kind of the introduction to probably a shorter ending of this video, and that was that I want to encourage you. One of the most important things you can do in increasing your preparedness, and you should always be, you should always be in a constant state of improvement, not just in preparedness, but in your life. If you're not growing, you're dying. And keep learning, keep doing, keep pushing yourself. Keep your mind open to creativity and curiosity. So you should always be increasing your preparedness. Well, what does that mean? It means, it's made up of a number of different things, probably more than I will think of right now. When I get done with this, I'll think of several more. But you can think of them too. First off, increase your understanding of your own worth. Now, it doesn't mean to be egotistical. It doesn't mean to be arrogant. It means to understand and recognize your worth in the eyes of the good Lord. Okay? You are His creature. I know we don't like to think of ourselves as creatures, right? Rather a creation. You are His creation. He wants the best for you. He has expectations of you, and He's given you the talents to do that. And too many people waste their talents. You remember I said the other day, read the parable of the talents. There's so many lessons in there. So increase your understanding of your own worth and your own responsibility. Those of you who are believers, I keep hammering on this. What are our expectations? I mean, the Lord's expectations of us here. We are not put here to hide from the world. We are not put here to withdraw from the world, and too many people in preparedness do that. We are to, after we follow the Lord and Jesus Christ, He charges us, be salt and light. That means have an effect on the world around you. And then the Great Commission, right? Go and make disciples of all the nations. It doesn't mean you keep it to yourself. It means you go out there and spread the word, the gospel. But not just that, but try to spread a positive influence to the world and the people around you. Okay. You won't only improve their lives, you'll improve your own, because that's the way God works. So accept that. Increase your knowledge. Continue to learn. Increase your curiosity. Too many people in the world, and I see it in the prepper world a lot, they have decided to fall in love with one position or another. And man, they hold to it no matter what. And nothing can knock them off that bubble. And as a result, they restrict themselves from learning, from thinking. Once you've decided to believe a certain thing, too many people stop thinking. There's been a lot of things in my life, probably yours too, that I've thought, and when presented with new evidence, I had to rethink, right? And sometimes I end up with a different belief than I started with. It's like the old investigation. You follow the evidence, but you can't follow the evidence if you have already determined to believe a certain thing. An open mind, a curiosity, a determination to learn and increase your knowledge, and then increase your skills. Do you know how to do everything in the world? Well, if you do, you're the first one that I've ever met, including myself. No, you don't. Do you even know how to do everything that would be beneficial to you in preparedness? No. Do you even know everything that might be beneficial to you in your daily life? Probably not. There might be things, could be big, could be small, it doesn't matter, that you'd be able to pick up and would add to the quality of your life, the enjoyment of your life. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying your life. One of my favorite scripture verses, right? This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. What does that mean? That means we're enjoying it, right? There's nothing wrong with enjoying life. As a matter of fact, if you're not enjoying life, you're doing it wrong. So do that. And too many preppers, they have this down and sad and depressed and the world sucks and people suck and it's the world's coming to an end and all that. I just saw a couple. I'm not going to talk about them because I'm not going to talk about them tonight. I'll probably deal with them in the morning. I just saw a couple of videos, YouTube videos, that tells you again how horrible things are. Guys, they're as horrible as you let them be or as you make them be. And your life is what you make it. You can choose whether it's going to be horrible because you think it is, or whether it's going to be good and something to be celebrated and enjoyed as a result of your attitude. But that's your choice, and I'm here just to encourage you to do the positive thing, right? So increase your basic preparedness, increase the quality of your life. It probably means increase your money, increase your income. People hate it. Interestingly enough, not the regulars here. As a matter of fact, many people here that I had a chance to have talked to, that say they followed my advice and they're doing so much better now than they were a year ago because of that. You increase your income, you increase your ability to build your life and to help others, right? And because things cost money, and so you increase your knowledge, you increase your skills, you increase your mental and your spiritual strength. You increase your understanding of the important things, and that also means the Word of God. And then increase the quality of your circle of friends. If you have a circle of friends who are always talking about the negative, always talking about the bad, never looking for solutions, just wallowing in the pity party of how things suck, you're going to stay there because there's a reason it's called suck. They just suck you down with them. I was going to say you can't let them do that, and I would say that, but it's up to you whether you let them do that. I'm going to say that people should not let them do that. Don't let negative people suck you into their suck. There's that old saying from the military guys that say embrace the suck. Well, I understand that there are suck that they can't escape, but you can escape most of the suck in life, because most of the suck in life is self-created. Most people, if they're having problems, is because, well, I'll put it this way. Pretty much every problem I ever had, I caused myself from bad decisions and whatever. And the more I got over this, the better my life got. And I want your life to be good too. But the good people will lift you up. The good people will not only support you, you will feel embraced in the quality of the positivity of the atmosphere they create. Does that make sense? And then you hopefully will have that same effect on them. But you are going to reflect the world that you have chosen to live in. Okay? If it's negative. If it's positive, you are supposed to shine your light. You are supposed to be the positive influence on the light around you. And if you're the only positive influence that you see in your world, well, at least you're that. At least, Jesus said, be the light in the darkness. But there's got to be some other lights out there too. And if you don't see other lights in your world, you need to go find them. You need to get out of if you're in a darkness that is nothing but darkness, get out of that darkness. Find the light and then let your light add to it. This is all, and right now, I can't wait for the comments that says, I came on here to find out how to increase my preparedness. And you didn't tell me a thing. Now realizing that I told you everything. I told you everything. And if you've lasted this long, and if you're not too mad at me, I suggest that you think about that and say, what did he tell me? What did he tell me? Is there anything in there I can learn from? Is there anything in there that I can take and make my life better? And as an extension, help make other people's lives better. Does that make sense? Okay. Well, I surround myself with good people. Right? Good people. And I have to say that because I did, you all, I want to thank you again, those of you who were at the gathering. You made the event so much better than it would have been without your contributions and your inputs. It wasn't me that made yesterday. It was all of you. And for those of you who missed it, do your very best to make the next one. I think we're probably going to do this on the first Saturday of October every year. It seemed to work out well. It was beautiful weather. That'd be a wonderful time. And if you weren't able to make it, start planning now, because you're not going to want to miss the next one. Okay? So, in conclusion, as I take one more sip of a darn good stout. Thank you again, Tom. Increase the quality of your life. It'll improve your life today, and it will improve your preparedness. With that in mind, remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow under the guidance of the good Lord. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.